Many times in life, we hesitate to take chances or to do things that we wouldn't normally do. An optimistic person is someone who's always, thinks the positive of things and, always out there and ready to explore. Well, I gotta say that I'm more of a pessimistic person, and so when Peter states, a pessimistic is a man who looks both ways before crossing the street, I can agree. A lot of times in life, I know that I will not do things just because I'm worried about what other people are going to say, or I do look both ways on a one-way street. So my 3 points I'm going to discuss are job promotion, school, and just financial things, decisions you make. So first of all, for school, I would definitely have to say that I was really scared to go outside of my box when I was in high school. I was really conservative, and I just never really pushed the bar, I always took my average classes, and I never really got to experience it until senior year came around. And I knew I could not sing it whatsoever, but they were having auditions for a choir, and I was like, hey, why not join? Everybody seems happy and go lucky there. So I decided to join, and it was funny because the first show we had, I ended up winning Performer of the Night, which is kind of a big deal in the choir thing, and everybody was really excited for me, and it totally changed my aspect on high school and the experience I had. The second thing I would like to talk about is job promotion. Right now I've been working at Mimi's for about a year, and lots of people have been working there for months and really a long time, and they're ready to move up to server. And I was like, well, I should take that step and ask if I could move up, but everybody was like, no, don't even ask, don't even try to bother, because when you put yourself out there, you're just going to get denied, and there's so many people ahead of you, and you've been here, and you think you know it all, right? So I was just like, I gotta go. So I went to the general manager and I said, hey, look, I really want to be a server. And he was like, wow, I never even knew you were even an option, He's like, yeah, we do go by how long you've been here, but there's people that have been here and don't have the personality skills that you do, that you bring to the table. So he said, give it a couple more weeks and you're going to be a server. So that was a huge accomplishment that I took chances, and obviously it made me a better server. The third thing I would like to talk about is my parents. Some people say my parents are crazy. They have we really don't have any money, but they're always buying crazy ridiculous things. My dad's crazy. He'll go out and buy anything that he can, he'll buy a car just because it's cheap, and he knows, they'll tell him, oh, it doesn't really work that well, but he's a mechanic, so he knows, oh, I can fix it, and I'll get it going. Well, it's been sitting in our driveway for a couple months now, and he hasn't gotten to it. They also just, said, oh, a lot of motorhomes are really cheap right now, so we're going to go buy one. Knowing that we don't have money, they go and buy the motorhome. But, just doing that has brought the family so much closer. So we also have a boat too, and yeah, we never get together, but it's next month we're planning on going to for Memorial Weekend, we're going to Laughlin, and we're going to take the motorhome and the boat, and everybody got the weekend off, and it's just a great way to bring the family together, and they made a great decision. And so in conclusion, I would just like to say that, when he says, a pessimistic person is someone who is very cautious. And yeah, sometimes being cautious is good, but honestly, I think the best is to take chances, and hopefully a great outcome comes through it.
All right, Michael, I thought the setup was pretty good. You did step on the quote. I think you realized that right after you got past it, because, it's about A pessimist is a person who looks both ways when crossing a one-way street, and you left off that one-way street part, and then you came back to it, and that's all you got there. I think you saw, oh, it doesn't quite make the same sense there. I thought you had a good preview of what you were going to talk about. It's not the order in which you talked about them in the speech, but you did talk about those 3 points, and each of them got developed nicely. You were having a pretty good time talking about those kinds of things, and this is exactly what I was discussing before. Once you find something and you've got an idea in your head, if you just talk about it naturally, like you're having a conversation and talking about something that you're interested in, it's a lot easier than trying to force something in there and make it work. I thought you did a pretty good job on that. From the beginning, your presentation skills are really solid. Your voice projects well. There's a lot of variety in it. There's nice energy. You've got good gestures, maybe a little expansive at the beginning, but then much more engaging during the rest of the presentation. Your facial expressions are very vivid. I thought that you engaged us from the very beginning of the presentation with your audience contact, and you're looking at people while you're talking to us. Your upper body, there's a lot of animation and movement. The one spot that does look a little odd is you've got the 2 feet planted on the ground in the one spot. You never move from that spot. So, you know, it's sort of like the mannequin from the upper body kind of thing. You're doing a good job there, but, you know, you can maybe relax and get into it a little bit more. That was the only place I saw anything that I would describe as being anxiety issues at all. I thought you had a pretty good summary, and mostly that the speech succeeds because you're enjoying what you're talking about. You're not putting too much stress on yourself. You got a couple of funny things to discuss. You fit it into the subject matter. You made your point, and you're just talking to people, and I think that comes across very effectively there. Good job. Thank you.